Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2021-22 season. My name is Dan and welcome to the Gameweek 22 deadline stream. Here we go guys. I've already seen a couple of black currant squash emojis in the chat. Absolutely love to see it. Always got to lubricate your throat before a big deadline stream. I just realised I need to actually change the things on screen because they're not correct. The header thing, because we are indeed 28th in the world somehow, and we got, what did we get? 94 points last game week. Okay, that's updated now. There we go. That's more like it. It's a much nicer number to see. 28th in the world. So excited about that. Yeah, guys, we are in a bit of a situation, aren't we? We are in a real bit of a situation. We probably may have thought that we knew what we were doing, kind of, or at least we had a better clue of what we were doing. We kind of knew what players had double game weeks. We weren't too worried about anything getting called off. And then out of the blue, Leicester versus Burnley suddenly is called off because of an outbreak at the Burnley camp. In the Burnley camp, there's a COVID outbreak. So they have had to unfortunately call off their game against who will they play? Leicester. Their game against Leicester. So Leicester no longer have a double game week. Burnley no longer have a double game week. But to make things worse, because of the nature of this COVID outbreak, because it's happened fairly recently, and of course because the second game. By the way, guys, I will catch up on super chats. I will catch up on super chats very shortly. But because of the nature of the outbreak being fairly recent, we don't know how bad it is, but there's a real possibility that the double game week for Watford could also get called off as well. So we could be in a situation where Leicester don't have a double game week, Burnley have a blank game week, and Watford have a single game week as well. So yeah, a lot of our options where we thought we have all of these double game week players are suddenly not double game week players. And then it gets worse. Because there has been murmurings that Arsenal may be trying to get the Arsenal versus Spurs game called off as well. So we could be in a situation now as well where Spurs don't have a double game week and Arsenal have a blank game week. And if that's the situation, then we are seriously lacking our double game week players. But to make things worse, because apparently that's not enough. Apparently that is just not enough, right? That's not enough. That's not enough pain. We need more pain. So, the world of football gave us a little bit more pain. And apparently Ronaldo, he's kind of, we're not 100% sure about his fitness. He did train, but he did train yesterday. But was it yesterday or today? He trained, but no, he did train yesterday. But he couldn't complete a full training session. They are feeling optimistic about Ronaldo, but there is that air of uncertainty about whether Ronaldo is going to be available for that first game against Aston Villa as well. So much going on. It's really it's a terrible situation. Really, it's not something we're too happy with. The free hit is basically been muddied. Like if you've already clicked the free hit button, then I guess that kind of sucks. If you already made early transfers, I mean, that really does suck. You guys have kind of probably seen like people who have sold, Salah, for example, sold Salah and brought in Son only to find out that Son is injured. Now people are wanting to go from Son to Maddison. I've actually seen someone on Twitter message me actually saying that they sold Salah to get Son. They did that nice and early for some reason, even though don't make early transfers is like the biggest tip in FPL right now. And after they did that, they brought in Son. He got injured, obviously, so they were like disappointed by that. So they decided to make another early transfer and swap Son for Maddison. Oh my god! They swapped Son for Maddison, and Maddison now only has a single game week. So they were punished twice in one game week for the same mistake of making an early transfer. So I look, I can say it until the cows come home. I can say it over and over again. Don't make early transfers. Don't make early transfers. It kind of feels like there is just no telling some people, which is fine. I mean, if you are really that desperate to chase price changes, then, you know, or you find yourself, you're too busy. And I get people messaging me say, like, I saw someone on Twitter, they were messaging me like, an hour ago saying, oh, I made an early transfer because I wanted to make chase a price change. I don't usually do it, but this time I wanted to chase a price change. And I was like, well, you don't usually do it, but you've done it now. Why have you done that? And another person messaged me saying, "Oh, I don't usually do it, but I'm gonna be busy, towards the deadline. So because I'm gonna be busy near the deadline, I thought I'd make my transfer, a couple of days early." And it's like, you are messaging me right now. If you can message me right now, you can open up the app and make a quick transfer, right? So I don't know what it is that persuades people to make early transfers. Fair enough, if you do have a life. Obviously, I don't have a life, and I imagine a lot of you guys don't really have too much of a life outside of FPL. Why else would you be watching an FPL channel on a Friday evening? Get a life, guys. I'm joking. I absolutely love it. This is life. But like I say, you can tell people not to make early transfers all you like, but some people will just do it. And some of you guys probably are in the chat have already said, you're thinking, oh, I made an early transfer. I don't usually do it, but I did it this week. And it's like, just unless it's absolutely essential and you really cannot access a computer or a PC within the final couple of hours before the deadline, then don't. Gavin Doyle's made a really good point. Not everyone lives in the same time zone. Yeah, okay, I appreciate that as well. I do appreciate that as well. But for most countries, it's, unless you are, very, very far east, or actually far east is usually not too bad. But unless you're in Australia or New Zealand, it's usually okay. And I think this deadline is usually okay for most people. I think most people are probably, unless you are in Australia right now, it's an early morning, fair enough, but I don't know. But there we go. If it has to be done, then it has to be done. But there we go. Lesson learned, I hope, for a lot of people. I don't know. Jeremy Baker says that damn price change site tricked some folks yesterday. Yeah, it did. Yeah, but I mean, again, you've got to prioritize right now. What is more important? Chasing price changes or anticipating that there will be fixture cancellations? I feel like the fixture cancellations is a more important thing right now. But there we go. But anyway, guys, I am in a situation where I'm not going to be free hitting. I'm glad I didn't pre-activate the free hit. I'm glad I didn't make any early transfers or anything like that. I'm glad. I appreciate some people will have hit the free hit button already, but I feel like now we're kind of in a situation where, because there's no Leicester double, because the Watford double is in doubt, and because even the Spurs double is in doubt, it doesn't seem like the right time to free hit. It seems like a time where a free hit could really punish you. I mean, I'll try. I think I'm going to try at some point in this stream to suggest a free hit team, a very rough free hit team. But I'm certainly not going to be doing it myself. But there we go. Someone says it's 1:40 a.m. in Singapore, not an ideal deadline. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I mean, I usually stay up until 3 a.m. anyway, but that's just kind of my personal sleep schedule. I would have more of a problem if it was a 7 a.m. deadline, because I'd be like, I don't usually get up that early, to be honest. It's just I'm a bit of a night owl like that. But there we go. So yeah, we'll have a look at a potential. I'll do a rough free hit draft for you guys, just because something to do, something to talk about. But I'm not going to be free hitting, and I'm going to be making 2 transfers. Let's whiz through some super chats that we've received so far, and then we'll carry on. I kind of want to start doing these super chat readings through super chats kind of in batches. Oh, if they'll appear on my screen, which they don't seem to want to, but let's try and find some. Okay, so Right, Nick Isles says, is it wise to go for double game week players right now? Manchester United double game week players, yeah. I mean, I still would go for double game week players, yes. Jamie Sykes says, hope all is well. What do you reckon between Son to Rafinha and Pukki to Ronaldo, or just -4 for Son to Bruno? I'd probably do the Son to Rafinha one, but I don't know. I think I'd rather go for Lucas than I'd go for a Lucas rather than a Rafinha, I think. I'm not sure where Rafinha's come from as a shout. I know potentially Leeds might have a double game week next game week, but we don't know yet. I think it looks like Aston Villa might have a double game week next game week. That is something to consider. Real Novice says, are you free hitting? The answer is no. F55 says, what about Bruno captain? Rashford will play. I mean, you could go for Bruno captain if you wanted to, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really feeling it, Bruno, to be honest. I know it's been a bit of an FPL Twitter hype train today, Bruno Fernandes, but yeah, it's not for me. And any more super chats? Yes, one more from Conrad. He's given me his whole team. He says, should I do Antonio to Kane, Dawson to Royale, or downgrade Maddison to someone? I don't know. I don't know if I'd do any of those moves, to be honest. No, you've got Cristiano Ronaldo, so you've got your captain sorted. I don't even think I'd make a single transfer. It looks okay. I don't really like those transfers. So, okay, with those out of the way, I know a lot of you guys are talking about what kind of players you want to be bringing in right now. And you're going to... there's one more super chat. Right, let's do this. So, Antonio for Ronaldo or Kane. I think I prefer... Probably... it's honestly, it's a coin toss. Maybe Ronaldo. Go for Ronaldo. And then start Cancelo / Davies or Lamptey. I would start Davies and Lamptey. You've got to start Davies and Lamptey. Lamptey's got to start because he's definitely got a double game week. Davies is very likely to have a double game week, and I think it's a good pick if he does. So yeah, I would start Davies and Lamptey. I'd make sure that happens. Vishal says, thoughts on more pay? Is he worth -4? Bro, you're out. I mean, potentially. I mean, I'm not going to endorse more pay, to be honest, because we know what happens. We know what happens when I endorse more pay, and he inevitably fails. He's the biggest troll player. It's why he's an emoji for members to use. That's why he's an emoji, because he's always trolled me whenever he's in my team. He never scores, so he's just my mortal enemy in FPL. Vintage says, bench Antonio Rudiger double game week or Gray versus Norwich. I would bench Gray versus Norwich. I don't rate Gray that much, to be honest. But anyway, I'm going to stop reading super chats. We will come back to them if they build up again. But I want to talk about the players I'm interested in, because so many people are suggesting so many players, like a hell of a lot of players, in terms of double game week players. And I want to focus on double game week players, to be honest, because I just think, we have a double game week coming. That's probably where we want to focus our attention. And I think I'm down to just 3 players I'm even remotely interested in. 3. Okay, all right, let's... Is it? No, it is potentially 4. Potentially 4 players I'm interested in. And the players I'm interested in are Ronaldo, Kane, Lucas, and maybe Bruno. Maybe Bruno. Not massively convinced by Bruno, but maybe. Those are the 3 main players I'm interested in: Kane, Ronaldo, and Lucas. So if I'm going to make transfers, those are the players I want to get. So those are the players I will endeavour to get, no matter what it takes. Because the last thing I want to do, and the last thing I could ever recommend doing, is bringing in players that you don't actually want because you're kind of forced into it. And I really don't like that. I don't like the idea of being forced into players you don't really want. And I would rather take a -4. I would rather take a bit of a risk to get the players I actually want than to just kind of go, oh, I can just do... I could say to myself, I could just do Son straight to Bruno, no hit. But then I end up with Bruno, a player I don't really want long term. I'm not even that convinced by him this game week. I mean, he could do well over a double game week, of course, but I'm not super convinced by him. So I'm not really feeling it. Ronaldo is kind of a little bit of a doubt, because we don't know for 100% if he's going to be available for the first game, or I think Ronaldo comes off of the bench at least against Aston Villa, but I'm not super convinced he starts. I'm hopeful that he starts, but I'm not super convinced. Kane, there is a little bit of doubt. Lucas, there is a bit of a doubt. But the good thing about Kane and Lucas is that even though, and you've got to remember this, even though Kane and Lucas, even if you think this Arsenal game is going to be called off, that game against Leicester is still a good fixture. It's still a good fixture. So even if it was a single game week for these Spurs players, you would still be saying, okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad as a single game week player. So for that reason, I don't really have a problem with endorsing Kane's and Lucas's, because, you know, at the end of the day, not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's single fixture, and if you're lucky, the Arsenal game goes ahead, and you've got a lovely double game week. And to make things even better, Spurs have double game weeks to come in the future. Like, you know, if we have a look here, we can see at the bottom there, Burnley and Brighton still to be rescheduled. So those double game weeks are going to come in the future at some point. So you'll have a nice Kane or a Lucas for a future double game week. We don't really know when that's going to be exactly, but we know we'll have that in the bank for later on. And at the same time, maybe this Arsenal game does get rescheduled, and in that case, we now have 3 future double game weeks for Spurs. So in that sense, actually, it's not all bad. It's not all bad. So yeah, as far as Spurs players go, I think it's okay to go for them. I'm not too worried about that one. You've got to kind of try and think of it in a different way. Try and think, it's very easy to go, Spurs had a double game week before, now they don't, therefore we shouldn't buy them. That's one way of looking at it, and I do kind of get that school of thought. And when you're thinking, I'm getting this double game week player, I'm getting this double game week player, and then suddenly, boom, it's not a double game week player anymore. It kind of just, your mind switches and your mind refocuses to whoever's got a double game week. But if we look at it in a slightly different way, Kane, Lucas, whatever other Spurs players you have a nice fixture against Leicester, an easy fixture against Leicester, a fixture which usually has a lot of goals in, and you would hope that there's going to be a lot of goals in there for players like Kane, for players like Lucas. It's going to be goals, fantastic. If we're lucky, it could even turn into a double game week. There's potential for this Arsenal game to go ahead, and we're very happy about that. And now we've got a double game week for our Spurs players, and in the future we have more double game weeks to be rescheduled. And if you kind of start looking at it in that way, then actually doesn't sound so bad, does it, going for a Spurs player? Someone says Spurs have a poor fixture run. I don't even know if that's true. I don't know if it's not really that bad. We've got Chelsea, who are not doing particularly well. We've got Southampton. This is a Chelsea team that they're missing a few players. They'll potentially they will be missing Mendy for that game, right? And then the next week is Southampton at home. That's a decent fixture. We've seen what Spurs can do to Southampton. Wolves at home is not ideal, but it could be a lot worse. And Man City away is obviously terrible. But then after that, Leeds away, Everton at home, I think those are good fixtures. Manchester United away, I don't think that's a bad fixture. I look at these fixtures and you look at the fixture difficulty rating and you say Chelsea away, hard game. Everton at home, average game. I don't really know. I don't think that's necessarily true, really. It is, of course, a matter of opinions. But I actually don't think these fixtures are too bad. I don't look at these fixtures. These fixtures don't scare me or anything like that. And we know that Spurs are a top team. Yeah, they've got a few games in hand, but they win a couple of their games in hand, and they're going to be top 4 team in the Premier League. So we are looking at a good team, and a team that's drastically improved under Conte as well. So yeah, there you go. Basically, what I'm saying there is, I really would not be that concerned about avoiding Spurs players. To be honest, I think it's something you can do. That said, I do think I prefer Ronaldo to Kane, and I think I would be more keen to spread my bets. So something I could do with my own team, and I know I probably should be focusing mostly on answering questions, but at the end of the day, I haven't even done my own team yet. I've got ideas. I know what I want to do, but would I really want to double up on Spurs? Probably not. I would much rather hedge my bets a little bit. So, what I would probably do is take one from Spurs, one from Manchester United, being Ronaldo, and then captain Ronaldo, because at least we have not the guarantee, but a good idea that Ronaldo's double game week is at least going to go ahead. We are, you kind of got to think, are you more confident in Kane playing twice or Ronaldo playing twice. Now, Ronaldo's, whether he's going to play twice or not is a slightly different situation because it's a case of injury rather than fixture cancellations. But if we hedge our bets a little bit like that, I think, to be honest, I'm not really keen on the Manchester United midfielders at all, really. I mean, I would, if I was on a free hit, I would be thinking about Manchester United midfielders. But for my team long term, you look at the stats, and at Manchester United, there is out of the attackers, there is only one player that is sort of head and shoulders above all of the other players in terms of shots, expected goals, everything like that, actual output as well, to be fair. And that is Cristiano Ronaldo, and no one else is coming close. We don't know what system Ranić's going to be playing as well. And even if he does go to a 4-2-3-1 with Bruno in the middle, is Bruno going to be that effective without penalties? Probably not. So yeah, it feels to me, even if Ronaldo was not to play in that first game, maybe he gets a 1 point for coming on against Aston Villa. Maybe he comes on and scores against Aston Villa. You never know. That would still be a nice bonus, and that'd still be a lot better than Kane only playing one game, which is a real possibility. So these are the two transfers I'm looking to make, really. Son and Broja. Broja obviously with horrendous fixtures. Son, who is injured, Broja with horrendous fixtures, and a little head injury as well there, and swap them out for Lucas Moura and Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's probably where I'm going to end up. It's going to take a lot to convince me out of that one, to be honest. Yeah, I like it. Ronaldo as well, I quite like to bring in because the fixtures going forward are pretty good as well. So we've got West Ham at home. I don't think that's too bad of a fixture. We've got Burnley, Southampton, Leeds, Watford, all in a row there. Ronaldo's actually going to be a pretty nice player to have. A lot of you guys already have Ronaldo. I don't. So it'd be nice for me to get back on the Ronaldo hype train when these fixtures are looking good and when he is fit and firing and stuff like that. But anyway. Let's have a look at some super chats, as there's been a few more, hasn't there? Okay. Where were we? Abhishek says, I hit for my free hit. I'm terrified. What do you suggest? The best players to have, who to avoid? Please help. I'll finish these super chats and we'll do a rough free hit team on screen for you guys. Felipe says, I only have 3 double game week players, Kane, King and Alonso. Should I take a -4 to take out Son for Moura, Greenwood, Trossard? Greenwood, not convinced by playtime. Trossard is not a player you want long-term blanks in a couple of game weeks, and Trossard plays for Brighton, and Brighton don't really score goals, and Trossard is probably one of those bad bandwagon hype trains. It could work out, but, is it worth it really? Probably not. Crystal Palace and Chelsea, I don't know. Brighton, really going to score a lot of goals in those games? Probably not, to be honest. Even if they do, how do you know it's going to be Trossard? Is it going to be McAllister? Is it going to be Morpay? Heaven forbid. So yeah, no. Moura, you could potentially do a -4 to take out Son for Moura if you wanted to, but remember that there's no guarantee of a double game week there. I don't think having three double game week players is not such a bad situation to be in, really. Paul says, I was going with Son to Maddison, but given the news, who would you transfer in now? I've already got Jota, Bowen, Gray and Bernardo. Lucas is, I guess, Lucas is the one I would go for. I'd rather go for Lucas than Bruno Fernandes, I think. Suman says, is it worth playing Lamptey ahead of Cancelo, even though they both play Chelsea in Gameweek 22, or don't take any risk because Cancelo can return? You are in a very lucky situation if you can bench Lamptey. So I'll try and find a way of benching, of playing Lamptey. Why is my nose always run when I get itchy when I'm in this room? I must have a dust problem. I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe it's in the inside of the lights because I've got these massive light things. It might be full of dust or something. I don't know. But anyway, if you've got players like Gray or someone like that, or like some I don't know, like a Smith Rowe or a Martinelli or someone, I think I'd rather play Lamptey than players like that. Jamie says, weird question, who to start, Dalot or Gray? I don't even think Dalot's going to play both games. I can't recount it as a double game week, so back the attacker in that situation. Varun says Son to Bruno and James to Cucurella for -4, or Son to Maddison. James, that's a lot of suggestions. I don't think I'll do a -8. So, I mean, if that's the choices, if you're going to do a -4 or a -8, do the -4. Andy McKay says, Captain Sanchez, Jota or Bowen. I think I'll go for Bowen, to be honest. I mean, there's an argument to say. There's an argument to say Jota. I don't think I would do Sancho, though. Mason says, who to bench, Ramsdale or Ben Foster? Just play Ramsdale. If the game gets called off, Ben Foster will come on. And, you know, I'm not even convinced that Ben Foster will play. I know he's back in training and stuff, but Backman actually played pretty well last game week, I thought. So I don't think Backman is automatically going to lose his place to Ben Foster. It could happen, but I don't know for sure. BNVR says, Antonio or King to Cristiano Ronaldo? I have Dennis as well. Ooh. You know, probably King. It's difficult because what if that double game week goes ahead? I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I wish I could answer that question, but I don't think I can, and it would be irresponsible for me to, you know, actually say anything definitive on that. Really. So yeah, no, I don't think. Don't think so. A few people saying that I lied and I said I'd free hit, and this guy in particular is unsubscribed because apparently I said I'd free hit. Find any moment in my tweets, in my videos, anything like that on Instagram. Find me one time where I said I'm definitely free hitting, because I have never once said I was definitely going to free hit. I have constantly been on the fence about this one. I wonder if that's been lost in translation somehow. Maybe on the fence is a phrase that doesn't translate to other languages or something like that. I don't know. Alba says, on a free hit, Mora or Mount, definitely Mora. Alonso or Rudiger, definitely Rudiger. Lamptey or Cucurella, definitely Cucurella. Trent to Robbo to facilitate a cheap playing bench. No, I don't think so. I think I'd stick with Trent. And there's a couple more super chats. I'm going to keep coming. Akshan says, bring in Rudiger, Region or Royale. I don't think I'll be using transfers on defenders this week, to be honest. Patrick says, hey mate, is it worth a -8 to sell Salah, Broja and James for Mora, Ronaldo and Cucurella? No, probably not. I would potentially do Salah and Broja to Mora and Ronaldo as just a -4, but I don't think I would go the whole hog. I don't think it's the right time for a -8. There's too much uncertainty, right? Blue 2 Wild says Mora / Ronaldo in -4, Antonio out or Son to Fernandes. I wouldn't do Son to Fernandes. I just keep saying so. There we go. Yeah, I mean we are. Someone says there's a couple of trolls. Ethan says there's a couple of trolls. Yeah, I mean we are kind of probably gonna have a couple of trolls because oh my word, guys, we have got over 5,000 live viewers right now, which I think could be a record. I think we are on a record for most amount of people watching a live stream of mine, which I'm not surprised because a lot of you guys don't really know what's going on. SBP says Captain Lucas, Mount or Ronaldo. Captain Ronaldo. I'm not surprised because this is an incredible situation where nobody has a clue what they're doing. And when I say nobody has a clue what they are doing, I'm watching YouTube videos of, you know, seeing what experts are up to on Twitter. I'm going on spaces, I'm watching podcasts, I'm watching live streams, and the people who know the most about FPL do not know what they're doing. The experts, the veterans, you know, people like me who just sit on a computer and research FPL all day, we don't have a clue. We don't have a clue what is going on. We don't have a clue what's going on. We really don't. We're trying our best to give advice and, you know, make content and try and make suggestions. But at the end of the day, we really don't know what we're doing. And when people who spend an awful lot of time dedicating themselves to FPL, and a lot of you guys in the chat are probably in this bracket as well, and you still don't know what you're doing, we know we're in a very real situation. And I say I know what I'm doing, but I'm still really, I'm taking a bit of a stab in the dark here, because that's exactly where we're at. You kind of got to just, got to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. That's kind of the situation we're in, because we don't really know. And this is a game week. I think more than ever, this is a game week where before the deadline we can say this is gonna be a random game week. This is a fact. We gotta front up to this idea. This game week is gonna be one of those game weeks where nobody really knows what happens, and you're probably going to depend a lot on luck to kind of get the result that you want. And you really are. So, I don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. FPL, I kind of said this on Twitter earlier. FPL, this game week has kind of devolved into a guessing game of which game do you think will be called off and which game do you think is going to go ahead. That's kind of where we're at right now. It's tough, it's a really tough week. But anyway, guys, I said I was going to do a rough free hit guide of the kind of players I'd pick. We will do that very quickly, and then we'll perhaps have a look at some super chats as well, and then try and see if we've got any more news, because apparently there has been some more news coming in on the Arsenal versus Spurs. I think it's the same news that I saw earlier anyway, to be fair, about Arsenal requesting the game to be postponed. There was already kind of murmurings that was going to happen a couple of hours ago. But let me show you what I would do on a free hit pretty roughly. So what we'll try and do is we'll keep the players that I would actually play towards the left. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay, right. We would take out you and... Okay, right. So this is what I would do, personally. So we would get in... Oh, why? Oh, it's because I'm on Manchester United. So we would get in straight away. We would get ourselves a nice Brighton defender. Crystal Palace at home, Chelsea at home, not too bad. Kukurea is the player I like the most out of the Brighton defenders, so we'll go for him. Most nailed on. Pretty good attacking output as well. We would probably go for Rudiger there as well. And then after that, it gets a little bit difficult. You basically would probably go for Bruno, because there's not really much choice. Oh wait, why am I typing in Bruno? I need to type in Fernandes. So you go for Fernandes there. Let's change the goalkeeper. We go for De Gea. So that would be our Manchester United triple up. De Gea, Fernandes and Ronaldo. And then after that, it kind of gets more difficult, because obviously my other drafts had a lot of Spurs in. We don't know for sure if game's going to go ahead. We had a lot of Leicester, obviously, which we can't really do anymore. We had Burnley in there. Maybe you go Lamptey for your bench. 4.5 million, so nice cheap option for your bench there. You perhaps go for Simicast as a cheap bench option as well. I do like Sterling for this game week, this game week, and I do like Jota and I do like Bowen. So even though they're single game week players, I do like Jota, Sterling and Bowen. But you perhaps have to sacrifice one of them. Do you want to get Kane in just in case that double does go ahead? And if you do, then you're going to have to make some sacrifices, and the sacrifices are going to have to come in the form of Sterling most likely and Jota. So we would need one more midfielder. So perhaps on midfielder we would go for Trossard, for that double game week. I mean, at least he has a double game week. And who can we get for 5.2 million? I mean, I know this is just my budget. Maybe you wouldn't even do that. Maybe you just go for like a Sissoko, because maybe your budget is slightly less. And then you'd end up with something like that. And what you would do, you would start De Gea, Kukurea, Trent, and Rudiger. You play Fernandes, Trossard, Lucas, and Bowen. So you would bench Sissoko, and you play Kane, Dennis, and Ronaldo. And maybe you'd do something like that. You'd probably captain Ronaldo, and you'd probably vice captain, God knows, Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I think that is roughly what I would do if I was on a free hit. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. I mean, maybe some of you guys would say that they kind of fancy going for a Mason Mount. Maybe that could work. Maybe if particularly if you didn't want to go, if you wanted to take out Kane, you could maybe put in a Mount in there. How much is Mount? Mount's pretty expensive, isn't he? He's like 7.7. Yeah, he's 7.7. In which case you wouldn't be able to go for Kane. And then maybe who else would you go for there, really? I don't really know. Maybe you go for Josh King, just in case that double game week goes ahead. Maybe. Of course, you'd have to take out Foster to do that. You'd have a lot of budget spare. Anyway, those are some ideas for you guys if you are on a free hit. I'm not going to spend too much time on talking about free hits, but yeah, I mean, maybe that's kind of useful. I hope. Yeah, I mean, let's just have a look through the chat quickly. Any like quick questions about that? Dennis on a single. We don't. Well, yeah. I mean, this Burnley game versus Watford versus Burnley could potentially be called off, couldn't it? Someone says you maybe go for an Everton midfielder. Yeah, you could go for an Everton player. I don't know if I go for an Everton midfielder. Spurs won't be a double. Yeah, we don't know this for sure. Arsenal put in a request. Just because they put in a request doesn't mean it'll be granted. So let's not assume that is definitely what's happening. Maybe, you know what? Maybe you go for more pay here, actually. That would take us above the threshold for Brighton players. So maybe in this situation, and you're on a free hit, maybe you go for a more pay there. And then who else? Who could we put in defence? What players who have... Maybe we'll go for... who's that rapid Watford left back? I can't remember his name. Is it Mendy? No, it's not Mendy. I've forgotten his name. He's rapid. He's a left back. He used to play for Nice. And he had a really good card on FIFA last year, which is why I remember him. Where is he? Is he not in the game yet? Someone will say it in the chat in a minute and I'll look a fool. Oh, here he is. Hassan Kamara. Maybe you do something like that. Something like that could also work. Don't know. Those are some ideas. Obviously, Kamara will be benched anyway, so it doesn't matter too much, as with Sissoko. And you play a 3-4-3, benching Kamara, Sissoko, and Tsimikas. And obviously Foster, who we would have to switch out because we've got too many players from Watford. But anyway, that is... there you go. That's done. Just going to line up my transfers ready to go. We are still going to do Ronaldo. I mean, obviously, Arsenal having put in that request for that game to be cancelled, and we do know for sure that game... thank you guys in the chat, by the way, just saying it's Kamara. Cheers. The decision... my friend is tagging me in a WhatsApp group saying, I know you're on stream, but Dan, Arsenal have requested the game to come off. Decision tomorrow. So yeah, the decision is going to be tomorrow. So we will not even know. We will not even know. I mean, maybe in that case, who do we go for? I mean, I'm still fairly. I'm obviously that takes away now that we know for sure that the Spurs. Well, the Arsenal have made the official request now, and that a decision is going to be made. That obviously puts me off a little bit. But I still do like Lucas for his single game week, and I still do like Lucas because he potentially has 3 double game weeks in the future. So I'm still leaning towards Lucas, if I'm honest. I mean, but I think at this point, we've got to be open to having a look at some other options. So I'm going to have a look at some options. 7.3 million or less for midfielders. Let's order by transfers in round, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Lucas is up there. Trossard. I mean, I'm not feeling the Trossard hype. I feel like this is a bandwagon. Well, it's definitely a bandwagon. Trossard is definitely a bandwagon. No fixture in Gameweek 24. He does have Leicester in 23. And he does have some decent fixtures there, to be fair, after the blank. Watford, Burnley there. Is there a game to be rescheduled? There's 2. Okay, I didn't actually know that. I hadn't clocked that they had 2 games to be rescheduled, so maybe that's why. Maybe why I've been kind of negative on that one. Maybe I didn't see the full story there. So fair enough. If you are going for Trossard, or if you have recommended Trossard, maybe that's not so bad. And it would mean I have a player to watch tonight. I mean, let's have a look at it. How does that look? It looks. Doesn't look. How does that fit? You know what? Let's go on now. Let's get. I'm sure Fantasy Football Hub won't mind the free promotion if I go on their website. Am I even logged in? No, I'm not. Right. Okay. Let me just turn off the screen real quick so I can log in. There we go. But I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna have a look at some stats. I'm gonna have a look at some statistics. 20 minutes before deadline. I can't believe we're doing this. I can't believe we are doing this. The person who sent me that Spurs news is apparently watching the stream. So thank you, Aaron. If you've got any more news for me, please do help out. Right, let's turn that browser back on. Hopefully that's gonna load itself in. It has. And let's have a look at Trossard. Is he as... When I last checked, it didn't fill me with joy. But I mean, we'll have a look at it. We will investigate. So let's look over his last 6 game weeks. You started all those games. In 6 games, 11 shots, 5 on target, 3 in the box, 1 big chance. It's not great. What were the fixtures though? So those fixtures were against Everton, Chelsea, Brentford. And they weren't even like, those fixtures are not too bad. I mean, West Ham, Wolves, Chelsea are not ideal fixtures, I guess. Do we trust the Brighton attack, really? I know, by the way, guys, I'm fully aware that I'm just doing a live breakdown and I'm not really checking the chat. But, you know, maybe this live breakdown is helpful to you guys as well. It's not bad, but it's not great. Is there anyone else at Brighton that's realistically worth going for here? I mean, really, let's just go on expected points. You know, Trossard in terms of midfielders is the one, isn't he? Morpay actually looking pretty decent, but I'm not talking about him, and I never will. But if you guys want to go for Morpay, fine. But Trossard, he doesn't fill me with joy. I mean, if we look at Lucas, if Lucas has got double, you know, the output over the same, time, which he literally has, you see what I mean? Lucas has got double the output for the same amount of games, less minutes actually, because he had 2 games off the bench. He's not going to be benched. We know Lucas isn't going to be benched either. So, you know, if we do it per 90, it's probably going to look even better. You know, per start. Here we go. More, like double. So actually, Lucas is looking a lot better, really. Even, you know, Lucas is going to double Trossard's output over 1 game week. So, in that sense, you know, maybe we just go for Lucas. We like him as a player anyway. We like him as a fantasy pick anyway. Maybe he's the one. I mean, could we go in a different direction? Do we have a look at some West Ham players? Let's just just for argument's sake, let's just have a look here and look at all midfielders under, let's just put 7 million and see kind of who is like looking decent. Bowen, obviously. Jorginho, not touching that. Let's reduce this and let's just do it per start there. And I'm going to remove Loman's players as well. This is a great ad for Fantasy Football Hub, isn't it? But there we go. Lots of people saying, yeah, North London derby, like to be cancelled. Yes, we are well aware. Jorginho, Bowen, Rafinha. Madison, obviously, but he's going to have a single game week against Spurs, which is not ideal. Saka might be cancelled. Lanzini could be okay. But we're not seeing... I mean, would Lucas feature in this? Because of the minutes, I don't think Lucas will feature in this. So let's unhide the low minutes players and see if Lucas does appear. Yeah, he does. He appears 3rd in expected points per start for midfielders under 7 million. With decent amount of shots and key passes. I think that might even be the most key passes of any player under 7 million, other than Click and McAllister, who obviously have played slightly less games. Yeah, I mean, Lucas is just kind of looking like the one, despite everything. The only thing you would consider after that is fixtures, and maybe there's argument for like a Lanzini because slightly better fixtures there. Or who else? Trossard has okay fixtures, but he does have that blank, so he's not going to be reliable in that game at 24. I hope you're enjoying my inner monologue, by the way. This is what just happens in my mind pretty much for 2 hours a day. Except I've decided that part of my 2 hours a day happened to be the last 15 minutes before deadline. It has to be done though, guys. I've got to think about my own team. For God's sake, I'm 28th in the world. I have to kind of prioritize. I'm so sorry for not reading the chat and stuff. It's kind of got to be done, right? And we're on 6,000 viewers right now, so Jesus Christ, that is a record. Wow. 6,000 people watching my inner monologue. If you wouldn't mind liking the stream, that would be amazing. And if you haven't done already, please do subscribe as well. That would be absolutely wicked. I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, Lucas, with a single game week against the pretty poor Leicester, and then a small possibility of that Spurs-Arsenal game going ahead, and there is still a small possibility of that going ahead. Let's remember that. It's not all bad, really. And then, then after that, we've got, that Southampton game at home is a pretty nice game as well. We've got these games to be rescheduled. There would be, if the Arsenal game is called off, that would mean there's 3 games that need to be rescheduled between now and the end of the season, which would be pretty easy because Spurs aren't in Europa League. So when European football comes back, which is when? That's going to be in February, right? There's going to be opportunities for actually Lucas to have some double game weeks. Some of them have got to be rescheduled sooner rather than later, particularly if this Arsenal game is off. So yeah, that's okay. There we go. Right, I can get back to talking to you guys because I think I'm settled on that. And maybe there's a bit of an insight there of how I kind of make my decisions as well, and kind of me looking through some stuff. So there we go. Yeah, I'll probably make those transfers in about 5 minutes. Right. Can we get to 1,000 likes, guys? I think we can do it. We're close. I'm gonna go through these super chats as well. I'm gonna whiz through them pretty quickly though, because I know there's a lot that I've not ignored, but neglected maybe. But yeah, if we can get to 1,000 likes, that would be absolutely amazing. And yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe as well. Let's have a look. How many subscribers are we on? Can we hit any milestones today? Can we get to 109,000 subscribers? Yeah, we can. 250 of you guys out of the 6,000. If 250 of you can subscribe, we can do it. Is that going to happen? Probably not. But let's see how close we can get. There you go. 1,000 likes. Wicked. Thank you, guys. Let's have a look at these super charts. Right. SBP says captain. Oh, we did that one. Where do we leave off? Okay, here we are. Ali says Cavani and Mount in. No, I don't like it. FPL Jab says which midfielder 4.9 million or under to fund the Cristiano Ronaldo move. Oh, there's not too much, if I'm honest, at that kind of price. Let's have a quick look. Midfielders under 5 million, I guess, is what we're looking at, really. Yeah, there's not really much going on. Gordon, maybe? Playing against Norwich. Decent fixtures coming up. So, yeah, okay, go for Gordon. Alexander says DCL / Antonio to Ronaldo, long-term hold, or Santa Bruno 2-week punt until Salah back. It's kind of up to you. If you want to have that situation where you can get Salah back quite easily and you haven't got another premium in midfield, then yeah, maybe that's your route. But at the same time, I would kind of really want a Ronaldo captain this game week. That's the captain that's really standing out now is Ronaldo. So DCL or Antonio, maybe Antonio. Maybe go for Antonio captain. Rifa, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Roy says De Gea or Lloris. I prefer De Gea. Augustine says Maximan to Ronaldo. Yes, I definitely would do that. Yeah, I would do that. If you can do that in one move, then fantastic. Noel says, love you, bro. Very unselfish. Thank you so much. Don't really know what I've done that's unselfish, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. George Stokes says can't afford Lucas and Ronaldo, best midfielder for 6.2. 6.2, let's have a quick look. We kind of already had a brief look at some midfielders, but yeah, Trossard is a player that was talked about, so yeah, why not Trossard? Lasse says Kane or Ronaldo, and why? Ronaldo, because Ronaldo is more likely to play 2 games. Alternatives to Mora. Luckily, we went over that, didn't we? Alex Valerio says, Dan, are you free hitting, mate? And the answer is no, Alex, I am not. Pranav says, -4 for King to Ronaldo. Have Dennis already worth the hit? I think so. If you're going to captain Ronaldo, I think I would potentially do that. TT says, Salah to McAllister. And to be honest, to be fair, I'm finding it difficult to recommend selling King. If there's another way of doing it, then do it. Salah to McAllister and Benteke to Ronaldo for -4. Yeah, it's pretty decent. FPL Doddy says, love the chaos. Bench Gray, Bilver or Watkins. Maybe bench Bilver. Would you take a hit for Sterling to Silver to Sterling? Probably wouldn't take a hit, no. Who should I bring in for Salah? Bruno? No. Take a -4 and get Ronaldo. The Sapola says, play 2 out of Moda, Gray, Cancelo, Region and Sofal. Play Sofal and Region might even be injured. Play Cancelo. Play Cancelo and Gray. There we go. Foster or Sanchez in goals. Just go for Sanchez. Can we bring in Rafinha instead of Lucas for Son? Yeah, if you want to. Alexis McAllister is a Brighton gem. Argentinian offensive midfielder with loads of talent and finally injury-free. Scored 2 goals last game. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it feels a little bit knee-jerk, I'm honest, but I don't think McAllister is a bad pick at all, really. I think it's a decent pick, particularly if you're on a free hit, for example. Yeah, Michael Ferguson says, I've gone simple. Sonda Rafinha, no overthinking it. 4.7 in the bank to use with more info next week. Thanks for all the content, the boss content. No problem at all. Yeah, fair enough. Keeping things simple. I wish I could keep things simple, but my brain's in overdrive right now. Craig says, help, I free hit it early as I didn't expect to be out of hospital. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Craig, to hear that you have been in hospital. I hope you're doing okay now. My team is David De Gea, Alonso, Trent, Region, Mount. Oh, it's a lot of players to read out. I'm not going to read out all of them, but let's have a look if we like the team. I think I would potentially try and change Alonso to Rudiger. I would change Region to Ben Davies because Region could potentially be injured. So maybe Alonso to Rudiger, Region to Davies. And aside from that, it's not too bad. Maybe Kane's not worth going for anymore, but maybe he is. Yeah, just pick Kane anyway, actually. Thomas says, who would you pick for Son with 12 million in the bank? Probably Lucas. Bench Cancelo or Region? Don't know. Maybe Region because he might be injured anyway. Actually, just play Region because if he's injured, it doesn't really matter. No. Play Cancelo, not Region. Abimanu says Cavani and Cristiano Ronaldo, both good punts. Ronaldo's good. And Salem says, is Ronaldo playing? We don't know for sure. He's gonna, assuming everything goes well in training, which we'll have to train today, training tomorrow. Ronaldo is in contention to play. I'm not saying he is going to play, but he's in contention. He's recovering. He's trained once already. It'll be a last-minute decision, but I think from the sounds of things, it's looking pretty positive. So don't be too confident about Ronaldo playing. We know at least he's going to play the better fixture of the two, which is Brentford, and that's what matters really. BM says, can't afford Lucas and Ronaldo. Any alternatives? I feel like we've gone over alternatives quite a lot in this stream. Trossard and McAllister seem to be the key players, right? But there we go, guys. I'm going to lock in my transfers now because I think, the app is just obviously going to crash, isn't it? The app is going to crash in a few minutes' time. That's just how it works. So I'm going to lock this in right now. Let's just make sure everything's right. Lucas in, Ronaldo in, Son out, Broya out. Am I happy with that? Hell yeah, I'm happy. Confirmed transfers, -4 taken. And wouldn't you know it, guys, I already made sure I set the captain and the vice captain before. And there we have it, guys. That is my final team. Easy as that. Easy as that. Is Foster playing? A few people asking about Foster. Do I just put him in and see what happens? Yeah, okay. Let's just... Okay. I didn't not expect to see this question. I'm not expecting Foster to play both games, to be honest. So maybe, do we even just put Foster in for one? I mean, Watford haven't kept a clean sheet all season. I think that needs to be made clear. Yeah, so I don't know. Backman played well. I don't think Foster's going to come straight back into the team. Really? Let's put Dennis vice captain. Yeah, let's put Dennis vice captain. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Foster's going to play both games. He could do. Is he going to come straight back in? I don't know. Bachmann played well last week. There's no reason to rush Foster back into the Watford team. Maybe he plays one. I think I'm going to stick with Lloris, personally. I mean, I don't think there's too much harm in putting Foster in, but I think I'm going to stick with Lloris. Jamie says Dennis vice captain over Lucas worth a shout. Yeah, that's what I've just done now. Although I am still, but yeah, to be honest, I was concerned that the Burnley game wasn't going to be on. But now I actually feel like Spurs are actually more likely to have a single game week than Watford. I think Watford actually have the better chance than Spurs at this point of having a double game week, which is a crazy thing that's changed within the last couple of hours. But yeah, no, happy to be locked in with my team at least, guys. But yeah, we're gonna stick with that. We're at 1.6k, as in likes. Are we at 1.6k likes? If so, absolute scenes. I do appreciate you guys. Kind of, so many of you watching this video, so many of you are liking the stream and stuff. Yeah, like I say, if you wouldn't mind subscribing as well, that would be absolutely amazing. But there we go. How are you guys panicking right now? I would be making your transfers now if I were you. Even if it means you have to turn off the stream and go and make your transfers, I would go and do it, because the chances of the app crashing again at 2 minutes to deadline is a real possibility. We saw that happen before when everyone was trying to make last minute decisions. I can really see that happening again. Apparently I missed a couple of super chats. Okay, let's catch up on some super chats. Daniel Sheeran says, best defender, I have 6.7 million. Go for Cucurella. Probably. Yeah, go for Cucurella. Varun says, Bowen Fernandes or Dennis captain. Ooh. I mean, if that's all you're kind of working with, maybe. I think you're between Fernandes and Dennis, maybe. That's really tough, Varun. I wish I could help you more. Thomas says, I'm 2,400 overall rank. Very nice. Selling Antonio with 100 plus EO has killed my rank. Should I get him in again for some points? I don't think now is a time to buy Antonio in. You know, we're about to embark on a potential double game week here. Ronaldo is your priority forward move to get in, right? If not, maybe a Watford attacker. Albus says, Kane or DCL on a free hit, Mount or Trossard. Maybe go for DCL. No. Just Kane versus Leicester. He's still a very good player to have. Let's not get it twisted. Kane is a single game week against Leicester is decent. So yeah, go for Kane. Mount or Trossard. You're on a free hit, so you can afford to go for Mount, really, can't you? I wouldn't transfer in Mount, but on a free hit, maybe. It's up to you. On a free hit, maybe you could go for Mount. It's a possibility. Trossard and Mount, both good picks, I guess. Some people are asking for a bench list. It's not happening. We don't need a bench list. This is not the game week for a bench list. It really isn't. I'm just going to check through my team quickly to make sure it looks good, and it does. It does. I'm going to actually change the order of... it doesn't matter. That game's going to get called off anyway. I'm going to change the order of those guys. Even though Smith Rowe is a legend, I don't think he's going to start still. Actually, he might have to. So let's switch them back. I was right the first time. You know, it's good when you're right the first time. I came into this stream thinking I was going to make these transfers, went on a mental breakdown, didn't know if I was going to make the transfers after all, and still ended up making these exact same transfers. So such is life. Such is life. Have I missed any other super chats? Probably, knowing me. Okay. Abdullah says, bro, free hit draft fast. There is no chance, man. I'm so sorry. We are far too close to the deadline for me to draft up an entire free hit team and then you also implement it. We did it earlier on in the stream. Paul says De Gea or Ronaldo for captain. I would still go for Ronaldo. Annie Rude says Dawson or Laporta, who to sub. I have Cancelo already. Maybe go for Dawson then. And Yannick Hoseman says transfer out King, Dennis, or Antonio for Ronaldo. And there's no right answer there. I just don't feel comfortable saying sell King, sell Dennis. And Antonio is a player I'd kind of like to keep a slightly longer term. So I don't really feel comfortable recommending selling any of those players, really. Because if Watford do end up with a double game week, you're going to seriously regret it. But if you desperately need a captain in Ronaldo, maybe just Antonio is the one to go for, the one to remove for one game week only. But then it's between King and Antonio, I think. But flip a coin, honestly. I feel like I don't really want to touch that question, to be honest. I wish I could help more. But there we have it. Gray versus Norwich looks very tasty, if you say so. I don't actually rate Gray that much as an FPL asset, if I'm honest. But, if that's what you like. Gray or Sterling? Definitely Sterling. No, definitely Sterling. Doesn't matter about the fixture. When you've got a player as good as Sterling compared to Gray, it's chalk and cheese. Arsenal game off confirmed. I don't think that's true. But we're going to get the confirmation tomorrow, actually, for whether the Arsenal versus Spurs game is going to go ahead or not. So we won't know that until tomorrow. But there we go. That's it. That's 6:30 UK time. The deadline has passed. Oh my God. We made it. We survived. We survived another deadline. That was a stressful one. My word. That was... honestly, probably the most stressful deadline ever. Nobody had a clue what they're doing. Nobody still probably has a clue what they've done. It's going to be random whether what we have done pays off or not. We don't know. We don't know what is going to happen. But the good thing now is that we have no control over it. So whatever happens now, happens. It's done. We are done. Whatever. It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry. I am so scared. I am so scared of this game week. I really am. No, I'm not... Obviously, ideally, I wouldn't take the -4. Ideally, I would play a free hit and, we'd have all those wonderful free hit players. To be honest, I was kind of excited of the idea of actually starting to use some chips because I've not used any yet, and it's so boring not using chips. Chips are so exciting. I love them. But looking at my team that I have, I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. I mean, I feel like I've just with taking that -4, I basically touched on all of the players that I kind of want. I got most of the players I would want anyway. So I'm pretty happy. I mean, in a luxury world, maybe I'd have De Gea instead of Lloris. Maybe I'd have Rudiger instead of Alonso. But it's not going to be world changing, really. I don't think. So, yeah. I think we're all good. LM says Mora will ruin you, fraud. Am I the fraud or is Mora the fraud? I don't know. I don't care either. Mora is gonna honestly, even Mora on a single game week against Leicester with 3 games in hand, he's still a good transfer. Which is, and we looked at Mora's stats as well in the stream, didn't we? So I think that's I think Mora is still a very good pick. I really do. Oh my word. I'm happy with that though. I'm happy with that. Look at that. Look at that team. It's looking good. Are you guys happy? You guys happy about your teams? Are you feeling content with what you've got? Who do you guys go for captain? Do you guys go for Ronaldo or do you go for someone else? Kind of interested to see if anyone captain anyone slightly different and see what the popular captains are. Yeah, in the chat, go for it, guys. Just just put one word in the chat whether who of you have captained. Just the name of the player who you've captained. Whack that in the chat, and we're going to have a look and just read through and kind of see what the situation is. I'm going to read through some of these other things as well. People saying that the Arsenal versus Spurs game has been called off. It hasn't. It probably will be, but we are not going to find out for sure until tomorrow. And someone else said, what was it? Alonso's on 4 yellows. It doesn't matter that Alonso's on 4 yellows because Chelsea have played. 19 games or more, and it changes to 10. So Alonso would have to get to 10 yellow cards before he gets suspended for a game. So, Alonso is not he's not going to get suspended with one more. But in terms of captains, we seem pretty unanimous in the chat. Pretty unanimous, not like totally unanimous, but I mean we're all about that. We're all about Ronaldo, aren't we? We're all on the Sue. We're on the CR7. We're all on the Cristiano hype. Fair enough. Someone says triple captain Ronaldo. Fair enough. There's a couple of other people going for some others, kind of some Dennises, some Bowens, some Jotters, Bruno there. Bruno's an interesting shout. I'm kind of interested to see. I'm interested to see if Bruno pays off or not, because he is one of those players who has been massively hyped up today in the FPL community. Massively hyped up. Not been hyped up all week until today, and then suddenly an explosion of people interested in Bruno, right? And I kind of want to see what happens there. Let's see. Trossard, Cavani. I've seen a couple of Cavani's there as well. More. Someone's captain Lucas. I don't have that much faith in him. De Gea. I actually have seen a few people captain De Gea, to be fair. I don't think it's the worst shout in the world. But there we are. It's done now. You can't change your mind. We are locked in, and most of us are locked in on Ronaldo. So Ronaldo's going to be a really, really popular captain this week. And then, I mean, maybe some of you guys have gone for some nice differentials. Let's see if it pays off. You could be paid off. So I'm going to ask what football shirt I'm wearing. Today I am wearing. I feel like I'm going to some kind of a celebrity event. Who are you wearing today, Dan? Well, today I'm wearing the Hummel forward Madison kit from last season, which has just got an absolutely wacky design. I'll show you guys. It's just got an absolutely crazy design on it. It's really good fun. So I bought that about a year ago, maybe a little bit more. It's just a sick football kit. FPL Focal captain De Gea. Really? Well, I'm overtaking him this game week, so I mean, let's actually have a look. This is the this is not up to date. Is this gonna be up to date? Let's have a look. So this is the Content Creators League. You know what? I'm not gonna look at the Content Creators League. I'm gonna look at the actual overall league. Oh, it's not working apparently. Okay, we'll just have to look at this, and we'll just do an FPL Mate versus FPL Focal. Akin says, this game week is going to be wild. Oh, you're telling me. It's going to be so random. But Focal is... How many points ahead of me is he? 12 points ahead. I sit in 28th, and he sits in... it's not going to work. Yeah, it's not going to work, because the game's trying to update at the moment, isn't it? So it's not going to fully work exactly what we want to see. He's got 12 points on me at the moment. He's obviously already used his bench boost and his first free hit, which gives me a slight advantage, I think. And apparently he's captain De Gea, which is interesting. Someone says he has no option, and now he's third apparently. Okay. He has no option. To be fair, I feel like I kind of looked a little bit about his playstyle, because I'm really interested to see how how people are kind of succeeding this season. And I think Focal is a slightly safer manager than me, and maybe a little bit more of a, in terms of his transfers, he seems to be a bit more of a longer term planner than me as well. A little bit more sensible, a little bit more long term, whereas I'm a little bit crazy and skid by on luck, basically, by going for players like Sterling and Broja before anyone else, and hope it pays off, which it seems to work. I have no doubt that he could have got Ronaldo into his team if he wanted to, but knowing his play style, he probably maybe would not be so keen to take a -4 on a game week where there is this much uncertainty. Whereas I'm kind of more in the camp of, I'm never going to get the chance to win FPL again in my entire life. This is my one shot to win FPL. I'm going to keep playing super aggressively, try and chase points, and depend on luck. I'm going to be real with you, depend on luck. And when I say depend on luck, what I mean is you don't win the raffle if you don't buy a ticket. So I'm buying the ticket to the raffle, and fair enough, I may be down on the money I spent on my raffle ticket. It might go terribly, but I've gone, okay, we're going to buy a ticket. We're going to buy a Cristiano Ronaldo shaped ticket to the raffle. Let's see what happens. Also, bringing in Lucas Moura, betting on, maybe that small chance of this game getting rescheduled, but it's kind of like, it doesn't matter either way. I still have that confidence in Lucas. I've done my research. I hyper focus all day. I've been until my little wobble on the deadline. I've been hyper focused on Lucas being my transfer in all day. After we found out it's not going to be Madison anymore, Lucas is the player I wanted. Really like the look of him. Checking out stats, looking at how he's playing under Conte, seeing that he's potentially playing as a striker as well with Son out and some of the other injuries on the wing. Really like Lucas. So yeah, buying that ticket, really going for it. So, yeah, Daniel Masson is here. Oh, wow, nice to see you. Nice to see you here. Daniel, mate, you are an FPL machine. I've been following your season a little bit as well. By the way, guys, let's show some appreciation to the fact that the world #1 in FPL right now is in the chat. Big up. But Daniel, you are an absolute. Sometimes I wonder if you can see into the future because you're just smashing it. Honestly, you're doing so well. It's absolutely amazing. Seeing what you're doing. Like you're clear at the top as well. It's not even close. You're killing it. So I would say good luck for the rest of the season, but I'm coming for you. You say you took a hit for Trossard and Ronaldo. So you have gone for Trossard as that double game week player and Ronaldo captain. Yeah, I mean, maybe you're kind of similar to me. You're happy to take a hit to get the right players. Trossard, is an interesting one. I've seen him hyped up. Trossard and Bruno are the two players I've seen hyped up a lot today. But like I was kind of discussing on stream earlier, some of you guys would have seen. Even on a single game week, I still like Lucas. Lucas's output is probably going to be twice as much as Trossard. And obviously that doesn't factor in bonus points and, extra points just for playing. So I might be down overall. But, Lucas in one game, he's probably going to have a more of an output than Trossard in a single game and then potentially even a double game week. So, and I kind of like I like the fact that we could be looking at 3 fixtures to be rescheduled in the near future. That would be pretty sick, right? So there we go. World #2 is here as well. Paredes. I'm not sure how to say your name. Paredes, is that right? But yes, you are the #2 in the world. I have seen you as well on Twitter. Mad. We've got the whole gang here. #1's in the chat. #2 is in the chat. If FPL Focal can drop by, we've got the top 3 FPL players in the world in one chat. Man, the FPL Mate channel is the place to be. Where's the place to be? Subams is world #10 is here. Is that right? Okay, let's just have a little look. Oh damn, it's not gonna work, is it? Okay, and now I can't even see my own team. Oh right, okay. That was a mistake. Why have I done that? That was pretty stupid, Daniel. I'm talking to myself, Daniel, by the way. Myself is stupid. So now we can never see my team again. What should we put on screen? Let's put my Twitter on screen and maybe everyone can follow me. There we go. Let's put my Twitter on screen so everyone can follow me. Yeah. Actually, let's have a look. No, we can't have a look at any of that. We don't know who's #3. Trackadoo says world number 192,000 here. Don't trip. Mad. World number 16,000 here. Your FPL station. Popstar says, well, 361k. Wow, it's like all of us are here. Like, we're all here, right? Everyone who is here has a rank. Madness. This is the place to be, guys. It's the place to be. Forget your Lex Talk FPLs. He's had his time. The future is now, old man. Where's the 9 million guy? Yeah, I want to see. Yeah, I want to see. Where's the world number 9 million? I want to see him. How many players are we at? YouTube and rewind to your team. Oh god. Okay, yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea, actually. YouTube.com. Go to my own stream. The future is now. Oh, little repeat on that. Let's. Gonna look pretty stupid, but is that in HD? Let's. Oh no, I don't even stream in 1080 because I'm a peasant. Oh, why am I going full screen on that? That just looks terrible. We've got loads of. Look at this. We've got 2 me's, two chats, 3 chats, 2 me's, 3 chats, and 1 team. This looks awful. All right, okay, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna leave that. That was a bad idea. React to the mid-season review. Yeah, I could do. I don't actually have. The problem is I don't have sound set up to play computer audio. I don't have that set up. Man, look, world 25k is here, world 320k is here, world 62k is here. My guys. Screenshot the team. Okay, that's actually a better idea. We're getting more complicated, but we are getting there. Right, so back on youtube.com. Have a look at all my subscriptions. I don't actually subscribe to many people on this account. Don't really use this account too much for watching YouTube. Right. Now we're going to pause it, go back, find the right screen. We're going to screenshot it and hang on, let's do a screenshot of the team. And I'm going to put it in as an image. It's going to be the world's worst screenshot, but we don't care because this is the FPL Mate channel. The worst FPL channel in the world. Let's find this image. Where did I put it? On my desktop. Oh, here we go. There we are. Ta-da! The world's worst screenshot. And let's put, like, I don't know, what should we put in the background? No, let's just, let's get rid of the browser. Oh man, that is so in the wrong place. There we go. Look at that. This stream has just turned into the most B-Tech stream in the world. Like, good job we're past deadline, and good job, like, remember 6,000 people were watching earlier. Now, thankfully, we're down to 2,300 because I would have really embarrassed myself with this tragic look at this, man. We'll do a subscription of FPL Phillips. He's trying to get some free promo. we can. Should we do some free promo? Okay, I'm actually not adverse to that. I don't think that's the worst idea. I'll show you some of the FPL channels I like. OBS Genius. This is OBS BTech. This is OBS BTech studies. So yeah, I'm just doing right now. I'm just trying to get my BTech level 2, of course. We're getting smarter. The world's here. Where are you? The world is right here, watching the most BTech FPL stream of all time. We've got a world number 4 million here. Wow. Snipping tool is a thing, you know. What's that? What do you mean? What's a snipping tool? What, can I just like do a screenshot of... Can I just take a screenshot? Do you mean snipping like that? I don't really know what you mean. I'm sorry, I don't really... I mean, I probably don't know nearly as much about streaming as a lot of people who do it. A lot of people who are in this stream right now, despite the fact that I've been doing it for 2 years almost. No, not 2 years, about a year. Pressing all of the buttons, that's what we should do. Why not level 3? Because this kind of level of taking a terrible screenshot and dropping it in OBS is definitely not at level 3. It's definitely not a level 3 technique. Snip for Windows computers. Oh, well, I'm on Mac, so there you go. Control Shift. Yeah, I mean, that's what I did. I did a screenshot using the Mac tools, the Mac thing, but that's exactly what I did. I just took a screenshot. I just didn't put very much effort into the screenshot, if I'm honest. Show us your FIFA team. Could show you my FIFA team. I'm not logged in though. Let's have a look. I don't actually really use it on browser. I'll show you my FIFA team though. We'll just do a load of random stuff. I mean, I've got nothing to do. I'm not even really that bothered about you watching this game tonight. But yeah, we'll do a bunch of random stuff. I'll recommend some channels that you potentially might want to look at for FPL. I'll show you my FIFA team. We'll maybe do some story time. I don't even know how to get onto the web app. EA web app. Yeah, there we go. I'll log in and show you. Yeah, so we'll do my FIFA team. We'll just do random stuff. We'll have a... Oh, I've got to verify my identity because I haven't used this. Oh, this is too much effort. Right, we're not going to show my FIFA team. We're not going to do a FIFA team. There we go. Yogesh Rapani says, Dan, if there was a FPL YouTube game, how much would you price yourself versus other YouTubers? Also, who'd be the most expensive YouTuber? 100 million budget. I think I would be like, if FPL YouTubers were in FPL, I feel like I would probably be the like 3.7 Simicast. Like, if we're talking about real footballing ability anyway, I think I would be a Simicast because a lot of people would buy me because I think people look at me and probably think, yeah, he looks like a kind of guy who'd be pretty good at football. Well, we were going to hype him up pre-season. We're going to buy Dan into our team. You know, he's going to look pretty good because, like, I'm like reasonably. I wouldn't say I look athletic, but I'm kind of like tall and have a medium build, which is kind of just what it looks more athletic than if I was kind of maybe small or, you know, kind of on a bigger side or a little bit too skinny or something like that. So people would think, oh, this guy could look like a decent footballer. I'd be coming in, I'd be wearing like a headband, full kit, wanker. People would buy me. People would be thinking, yeah, let's buy this guy. This guy's going to be the one. And then suddenly everyone would realise this has been the worst purchase ever and my price would drop down to 3.7 million. There we go. Right, let's have a look at some YouTube channels I like. If I just search FPL, I'm just going to put this on screen as well. Let's just do this first. So there we go. Let's get rid of this stupid screenshot. So here we go. Here are some channels. Let's Talk FPL. If you haven't heard of this channel, if you haven't heard of Let's Talk FPL, then he's kind of like FPL Mate. I'll describe Let's Talk FPL as a kind of like a you know, if you like FPL Mate, you may also like Let's Talk FPL. Obviously, I am the original. Definitely FPL Mate definitely came first. Definitely, 100%. So you know, if you like FPL Mate, you might like a little bit of FPL Mate. As like Let's Talk FPL as a kind of secondary channel option maybe. Right, we've got to check who I'm actually subscribed to here. I'm going to probably embarrass myself by actually not being subscribed. As I say, I don't use this YouTube channel very often, this YouTube account very often for watching videos. So, like, I have another account that I've got my YouTube Premium on, and it's got all my subscriptions on. So, it may be that some are missing, and I will subscribe to people if I do recommend them. But it might be that I'm just subscribed to my other account. So please don't take it personally, or anything if I'm not subscribed to these accounts. But yeah, who do I like? FPL Family, I really liked. You know, one of my inspirations for starting this channel, to be honest. I really liked their vibe. I really liked the chemistry, and I liked the way it was kind of a laugh, and you know, very not too, a lot of banter, not too serious, and yeah, it's just a fun YouTube channel. So I really like that. So guys, if FPL Family was a FPL player, who would it be? That's what I want to see. Who would they be? I'm going to do lineups in a minute as well. Someone says Ben White. FPL Family is Ben White. I want to hear some reasoning. Nathan Bacon in the mud with Lamptey captain. Oh my God, is it been released that Lamptey's not playing? Oh no. FPL Family says have a very nice community. Yeah, completely agree. Ash Brain says he's way better. Look at the history in yours, lol. Are you talking about Let's Talk FPL? If so, you must have missed the obvious sarcasm. Oh no, he's the originator. He's the OG. You know, I'm fully self-aware that I am essentially a B-Tech Let's Talk FPL for slightly younger people, I guess. Let's have a look. Nathan Bacon is Antonio. Why? He's a funny guy, yeah. Nathan Bacon is good. Yeah, he's really, really funny. Shell Sight says your ego's out of control and not even... come on, I'm just joking. Just joking around. I don't actually think I'm... Did people think I was being serious then? Christ. All right. No, FPL Family, really, really like them. Nathan Bacon is really funny. Like, he's like makes the perfect comedy FPL videos. Nathan I really like because Nathan is the closest to like an authentic, you know, when you think of a YouTuber, when you think of typical YouTube videos in the you know, just whether it's about games or whether it's, you know, it's like commentary channels or anything like that. Nathan Bacon, I think, is the most authentic as a YouTube channel, and he's really funny as well. You know, good comedy videos. Really like his stuff. But the problem is with Nathan's content is that he doesn't appeal to everyone, unfortunately. And I think a lot of the jokes he takes, and you know, this is his niche, by the way. So you know, I don't think he should change. Definitely don't think he should change. But yeah, unfortunately, I do think some of his jokes go over the head of a lot of people, and people don't really understand. I think the humour is kind of a lot more aimed at probably maybe like the under 30s, maybe under 25s as well. And obviously, FPL is kind of, you know, it really is dominated by people, you know, over 25, really. But I absolutely love his stuff, and I really do recommend you guys go check out Nathan Bacon, particularly if you're, you know, a little bit younger, and particularly if you're kind of familiar with kind of UK style humour as well. So yeah, definitely recommend that. FPL Gameweek does some decent interviews on there. Davey FPL I really like. Obviously, I've collaborated with Davey in the past. Total Tactics, let's drop a sub there. Because I sub him on my other channel. Well, them. But yeah, decent YouTube channel, and coming on really well this season, actually. Obviously, everyone knows Black Box, everyone knows Focal. Is there anyone that is a little bit more obscure that we can find? Elite FPL, okay. Really good streaming. Incredible, like, stream stuff. Really high production value, Elite FPL. In fact, let's just show you. Yeah, they've got some really good production value. I wonder if they're live now. They are. We stream snipe them. Raid. But yeah, they got some really good production value there. You can see that on screen already. It's looking sick. It's looking really crisp. Good music and stuff like that. So yeah, really good stuff over there. So yeah, definitely recommend them. What else? Anything else of interest? FPL Harry's a real upcoming guy as well. Kind of does similar stuff. Harry, you kind of probably compare to Andy and myself in terms of his content style. I think pretty similar stuff, but you know, of real good production value again there. So yeah, definitely recommend that. I mean, I don't know if FPL Phillips is here, but he is probably if he is here. I know he suggested this because he was angling for a shout out, so why not? No, I do like Eddie as well. He's got some good stuff, really good production value as well. Let's just show you a little bit. So yeah, this kind of stuff, kind of again, kind of similar, I guess, to in style. He's probably similar to me, I think, but I think he covers some different topics, which is really interesting. It's not, you know, like, you know, you can see here he's doing like a preview strategy, ranking players, got a watch list and stuff like that, which is a little bit different to just, you know, team selection, buy, sell, keep, avoid, which is basically what I do, the same stuff every week. So, you know, you get a bit of variety there, which is quite nice. You know, particularly, you know, things like the preview. I like preview videos. I used to watch Andy's preview videos a long time ago. Never really wanted to do them myself because I feel like I rather cover everything by kind of just talking about it on stream and answering questions, because I know what Andy does is he kind of asks for questions before and then covers the topics. But I feel like there's a lot of people doing that, so I don't really feel any pressure to make preview video, like preview the whole game week. Rather talk about you know, specific stuff kind of thing. FPL Raptor is another real upcoming one that I definitely recommend, and he's kind of slightly different because his videos are long, and when I say long, I mean long. His background is in psychology. He actually only started playing FPL, I think, it was either midway through last season or midway. No, it wasn't midway through last season. It was mid through this season before last. So he's actually a fairly new FPL player, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all, by the way. But you know, I actually quite like. Actually, a lot of the time, I actually prefer like seeing what people are up to. The newer FPL players are kind of up to, and how they're adapting, because, you know, when you've got a very fresh and modern view to the game, I think that's actually like really good. I think a lot of veterans are actually kind of struggling sometimes in FPL because, you know, they kind of, you know, you do get stuck in your ways a little bit when you've been doing something for a long time. You kind of find it harder. It's maybe slightly harder to adapt to certain situations that are kind of unprecedented, and you kind of try and play the game in the same way as it was played a few years ago. When the game of FPL has kind of evolved in many ways over the last couple of seasons. Okay, we've got team news apparently. We probably should do that. Have a look at some team news. Oh my god, Lamptey not playing. Damn. Well, I did say Cucurella. So Lamptey, is he the only casualty? Yeah, pretty much. Everything else is as expected, right? Yeah, everything's as expected. What have we got? Still no Guaita. No Benteke. Guaita on the bench though, that's kind of strange. Has Butland been good enough to justify starting over a fit Guaita? I don't think so, but there we go. Yeah, interesting. Gallagher back, good to see him. Yeah, Milivojevic there on the bench. Does that mean Gallagher's going to be sitting slightly deeper? Don't know. Yeah, Elise's there as well. He's going to be playing on Elise and Eze. That's going to be wicked. Shame it's against Brighton, really. If it was against a Norwich or something, I would have really liked to see what those guys are up to. But there we go. Anyway, back to Raptor, and why I kind of like him is what is unique about him is that his videos are long, very much long form. And I don't know if you guys do this, but with long form content, whether it's podcasts or anything like that, it's kind of nice to have, like, usually what I do is I sit down, I play some FIFA, and I'll just have my laptop sat next to me, and I'll have the laptop video going on at the same time as I'm playing some FIFA or something. Then I kind of pause the game of FIFA, or, you know, kind of look over it every time something interesting is maybe happening on screen or something like that, and just listen along, really. And I think, yeah, you know, if you like your long form content with graphics and stuff, it's all very well researched, and he doesn't upload like constantly, like, you know, some people do, like uploading every day, but, you know, he fits everything into one big video kind of thing. So you just stick it on. Maybe you're doing the cooking, maybe you're doing the washing up, maybe you're playing some video games, and you know, you listen along. So I kind of like that. Who else? Who have I missed? Let's just go back and have a look through the list. FPL Graduate's pretty good. FPL Dare's a weird one. Don't think he likes me. FPL Dennis is good. FPL Fan Show is good. Some of these I'm not too familiar with, to be honest. Yeah, I've not seen a lot of these channels before, to be honest. There we go. There's some recommendations for you guys. Dare just appeared for the second time. Can I do that? Can I get my channel to appear multiple times? That'd be wicked. There we go. Right, anyway, that'll do. Maybe FPL Greece. I've not heard of that one, but, you know, if you're Greek. What is this? Is this like an actual TV show? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Oh, wow. Look at this. Hey, I love his setup. Man. Look at that. That is cool. That is seriously cool. That is goals, man. I'm telling you. I'd love that. Right. I'm turning my office into this exact room. You know, this exact room. I even like that triple captain pillow, and like the stuff on the wall there, like the football tactics going on the wall, the lights, the framed Arsenal shirt. Obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan, so yeah, excellent. That is really nice setup, man. I'm so jealous. Nick Giuliano says, Dan, you have any real life friends who are into FPL as us? I think that's what you're missing. Dialogue is good. Have a weekly chat stream where you talk to someone. I mean, if I'm honest, not really. I mean, yeah, my friends play FPL. Don't get me wrong, but they're not. I mean, some of them like consume FPL content, but I don't think they're the kind of people who watch every single video, follow every single like Twitter stuff. They're mostly people who follow a few FPL Twitter accounts, watch the occasional video. You know, maybe once every couple of weeks they'll have a look at an FPL video, and then you know, they'll check their team like, you know, once or twice a week. So yeah, I think yeah, I get what you mean. It would be nice to do like some kind of podcast or something, but I don't know. I think, if I'm honest, of where the direction I wanna take this YouTube channel, the direction what I want to do really is, a few people recommended Dylan RCM. Okay, let's check out them whilst I'm just talking. I want to bring FPL to. Am I right? Dying, I've written Dylan wrong. I want to bring FPL a little bit more to the masses and try and merge in a way the FPL community with maybe some of the other communities. You know, like, oh, this channel's pretty big actually. How have I not seen this before? Actually, I think I have seen this before. I don't think I've actually watched any of these videos before though. But yeah, no, production value looks pretty good. I'm not going to put his voice on because it will just sound awful on the stream, but I'll definitely go check him out later and see what his personality's like. But if he's got 9,000 subscribers, don't know, obviously having a very good season YouTube wise, then that's wicked. He must be a decent one. There you go. But I'd like to work with some non-FPL YouTubers, to be honest. That's kind of the dream in a way, and kind of combine, just try and get more people aware and excited about FPL. Like, there's a lot of people who play FPL at the start of the season but don't stick it out, and find it difficult to enjoy the nuances and get excited about FPL in a slightly more consistent thing. But I'd like to grow the community. I'd like to get more younger people more interested. I'd like to, if we can push for more females in the game as well, that would be amazing. Just expand and make FPL bigger, make FPL more inclusive, and just get more people excited about FPL, because I feel FPL is incredibly exciting, and I want other people to have that passion. So that's kind of the direction I want to go, I think, in terms of this channel. Not necessarily working with, not necessarily doing stuff with more FPL stuff with friends or anything like that. I mean, maybe we could do a second channel or something. But yeah, no, it'd be nice to just integrate, because there is a big British YouTube community. There is a big one, but in a way, it kind of seems like the FPL community is, in a way, a little bit annexed from that, a little bit kind of on the side. I like people in the FPL community, in the FPL YouTube community, don't really have much to do with the main people. I know Andy's probably the only exception to that. Because he kind of occasionally chats with like Thogden, right? I think I seen him exchange like a message with Ben Foster maybe. But I think we can integrate a little bit more. And Phillips says, FPL Phillips has just said in the chat, get on the Pitch Side podcast with Reeve and Theo. And I do actually speak to Reeve, to be fair. So, maybe, I don't want to be beggy and say, oh, can I come and get on your podcast? If he, it would be cool. Obviously, I would love to get on some podcasts. I'd love to go on Pitch Side. I'd love to go on, Jack Mate's Happy Hour podcast. I'd love to do that and kind of, bring our passion to slightly more people. Right, that would be really good. But overall, like, all UK YouTubers kind of know each other and kind of, are aware of each other. Even me to an extent, not very much, not very big extent, but, I'm fairly familiar. But I think it would be really cool to see some more collaboration in the same way as, you see cross collaboration between, personalities in FIFA, with personalities from other games, maybe UK vloggers and stuff like that. It'd be nice to see, like, who would not want to see a a member of the FPL community, and I'm struggling really to think of like a Let's Talk FPL doing a collaboration with a Spencer FC or something like that. I don't know if it's been done before or not, but something like that. That would be really cool. I'd like to see more stuff like that. I'd like to see more. I'd like to see more FPL personalities. I want to see us grow as a community. I want to see. Right now there is 4 FPL channels with over 100,000 subscribers. We need more. We need to put our stamp on the YouTube community and say, the FPL YouTube community is here. We are big. We are relevant. We are growing. Our game of FPL is just as valid as games of FIFA, just as valid as people who just talk about football. I mean, people who just talk about football in general, people talking in the chat about Thogden, Cycling GK, like Mark Goldbridge. There seems to be, there surely is something there in the future. Surely there is something there in the future where football channels, FIFA channels, FPL channels, why are the FPL channels not getting involved in this as well? That's where I want to be. And I think we are a little bit away from that. But we have now 100,000 subscriber FPL YouTube channels. So that's growing. FPL Focal is probably the next 100,000 subscriber channel as well. So that would be 5. We've got our first. We had our first this last year or whatever. We've had our first 200,000 FPL channel. We've had our first 250,000 subscriber FPL channels. It's getting big. It's getting seriously big. I think it's time to start integrating. Nandish says the NFL fantasy community is huge. There are whole TV productions just on the game. Premier League FPL has so much potential, and I completely agree with you. The NFL fantasy scene has got hundreds of million. I can't remember exactly what I read of their player base, but it's in the region of 100 million players. And this is just for NFL, which worldwide is a far less popular sport than football, the Premier League, admittedly. But, what is a more popular league, like sports league around the world? Is it the NFL or is it the Premier League? Around the world, it's probably the Premier League, right? And yet we are at 10%, maybe even less than 10% of their player base, because we don't really have a rich tradition, I guess, of fantasy being a mainstream thing in football, I guess. But we'll get there. We really will get there. Honestly, I think the next year or so, we're gonna FPL content creators, not just content creators, just players, just FPL personalities on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or wherever you are in the scene. It's going to be big times. And you're going to see these people more integrated with football and more integrated with other internet personalities. I think we just got to convince everyone that FPL is a game worth playing. But anyway, that's my spiel of the future. Jamie Kiraj says we need FPL content creators boxing each other. Absolutely. I mean, that would be fun. I mean, we're kind of seeing that with FPL Fest, community coming together for a dedicated fest of FPL, like a community event or something like that. There's also like an FPL football match as well, to be scheduled. There's what else is there? I think that's pretty much it. But that's what I'm saying. This is the way we need to go. This is it's the way I'd like us to go anyway. I think that would be really, really good. Boxing matches would be interesting. FPL boxing. It would be wicked if there was like an FPL version of the Sidemen. That would. But why not? The Sidemen were just 7 people who played FIFA, right? They come together and they're this just massive industry, right? Why can't that same thing happen with FPL? There is no reason to think that can happen. But yeah, I would like to see more FPL creators being invited on. I'm not even just talking about me. I'm not just talking about Andy or whoever else is big. I'm talking about everyone. I'm talking about all the familiar faces we know around FPL. Ben Krellin, Late Riser, FPL General, people like that. If we could see them like kind of talking with actual footballers more, if we saw them like kind of collaborating with, even like doing like the big charity football events and stuff like that. Just it'd be nice to just see FPL more integrated with the rest of the footballing world in a way. That would be Total Tactics says FPL YouTuber house. Imagine that. FPL YouTuber house, like Hype House or Sidemen House. That would be wicked. I would not live in that house, don't get me wrong. I have my own house, which I like. And a wife who I very much doubt would move with me to FPL house. But why not? I would love that. I would love for that to happen. Yeah, it happened like, with I literally saw it happen with a few people when I was making commentary videos, And these were people who only kind of had around 100,000 subscribers. So these are not like mega stars on YouTube or anything like that. They all came together and made a little kind of commentary community house in the UK where they all lived together and made content together and stuff like that. I don't think it worked out in the end. But my point is, it can happen. It does happen, particularly when we are talking about content creation and stuff. I mean, we're on YouTube. This is what happens on YouTube. Definitely be some fights. Yeah, there would definitely be some fights. Who would you put in the house? Who? Okay, right. You can put five. Let's say 7. Okay, you can have 7 FPL content creators, pundits, whatever, personalities. You can have 7 people. You want FPL people. They are in the FPL version of the Sidemen. They all live in one house together and they all create content together. Who are your 7? I want to see you guys in the chat. Tell me, all one message. Who are the 7 you would like to see in one house? That's what I'd like to see. That's what I'd like to see your opinions on. A lot of people talking about Lamptey as well. Yeah, he is indeed benched, unfortunately. Would you like to be on Thogden's Premier League predictions soon? Yeah, that would be pretty cool, I guess. Your guess is, imagine FPL as part of school, college syllabus. It could happen. Jamie Courage says, FPL Boona 100% in the house. Yeah, he would be a laugh. AMR says, we're like 500,000 FPL Egypt community. Yeah, Egypt is the second biggest FPL community outside of the UK. All right, a few people have given their suggestions of their FPL house, their FPL Sidemen. Husna says, me, as in me. I'll just say FPL Mate. So FPL Mate, Let's Talk FPL, Simply FPL, Dylan, Focal, Phillips, and Dennis. Yeah, decent. Atharv says FPL Mate, Andy, Ben, Simply FPL, FPL Pig, Focal, and Dare. Interesting. You'd like it in your neighbour's house. From Pep says just FPL Fella and FPL Mate. We get on now, to be fair. There's no beef there. Jeremy says FPL Mate, Let's Talk FPL, Holly Shand, FPL Family. That's 2. You can't that counts as 2. Thogden and Ben Foster. Can you have Thogden and Ben Foster as part of the FPL house? I guess it'd be okay. Tech is thrown in Nathan Bacon, and I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen him. AMR says Ben Krellin, me, Andy, Focal, General, FPL Salah, and FPL Differential. That would be the weirdest dynamic in the world. That would be such a weird dynamic. The problem is there's like big differences. Like FPL Differential is 18. Ben Krellin, I'm not sure how old he is. I imagine he's in his 30s. Andy, I know he's in his 30s. General always think he's in his 30s as well. I don't know how old Salah and Focal are, but I imagine they're at least in their late 20s. Salah's got to be in his 30s as well, maybe. I don't know. But imagine that. Some nice suggestions, though. Lots of FPL players in India also. This is FPL Dr. Jeet from Twitter. Hello, Dr. Jeet Patel, MD. Sugarbender says, what's the beef with FPL Dare? I don't think there is any. I don't think there's any beef. I don't think I follow him on Twitter. I don't think I've ever spoken to him. To be fair, I don't think I've ever spoken to him. But you know, I think. Well, I mean, he hasn't followed me back, which is nothing. But also, he's made a lot of videos of, you know, he's made a lot of videos on what are the top YouTubers doing, kind of thing. And he's never included me in that, which is quite, I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know. I just don't know. He has said, I have seen him say some negative things about me a long time ago, but I don't care. I'm not one to hold a grudge, and I don't really care, to be honest. So yeah, no beef for sure. Jeremy Baker says FPL Differential would not come out of that house alive. This is what I'm saying. he would get killed. I would probably be the only person in there defending him. And even then, I would probably get annoyed by him as well. James from Planet FPL is in his 50s. Yeah, sorry. Did I say Planet FPL? Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. There is some big age. I mean, maybe that is part of the reason why FPL hasn't been as well integrated with the rest of YouTube, because the YouTube is a very young man's game. I am an old man in YouTube terms, aren't I? Realistically. Collab with Simply FPL could be a banger. Could do. I'm not against collabing with other FPL channels, but I think it would be nice to branch out a little bit, to be honest. And yeah. Mahmood says, what will you give the winner in your league? Well, I'm going to be the winner, so I'm not going to give myself anything. I'm going to give myself a nice high five. I'm just kidding. Some other suggestions here. Total Tactics Football, Davey FPL, Simply, Focal, Let's Talk FPL, FPL Mate, Az, and Gianni. That's too many people. That's 8. Can't have that many. That'd be too many people in one house. I wonder. James Morgan says, FPL Deathmatch, who could you take on and realistically beat? Like a boxing match. Who is the smallest? Who is the shortest and skinniest FPL content creator? Them. Probably me. I'm the person everyone would want to box. Really, I would be terrible in any kind of a fight. Dinner beckons, says Dan Cross. Enjoy. Oh, I didn't even realise what the time is. I should probably get some food at some point. I can't believe I'm still. Oh my word! What? Morgan has ordered pizza. Have you ordered? I'm going to need to text her. She just texted me. I don't even know what she's got me. Oh my god. Right, this deserves a shout out. Shout out to Mrs. FPL Mate on Twitter, who has just ordered me a pizza from Domino's. Oh, legend. And she got exactly what I like as well. Heroic behaviour. Well, I think maybe that's her way of saying, Dan, stop streaming and come and have dinner and watch Afterlife, which is apparently on Netflix. The new season of Afterlife, which is pretty cool. FPL Focal versus FPL boxing match. Do I have to box anyone? I don't really want to box anyone. Null says, what happened with your videos with FPL Heisenberg? I don't know if I can be bothered to go through it, but basically Fantasy Football Hub dropped me from their videos. FPL's updated apparently. Fantasy Football Hub said they didn't want me to do videos for them anymore because of reasons, which I don't know if we should go into or not. I mean, we could. But honestly, to be fair, it was a blessing in disguise because they weren't paying me very much to make those videos. And it was quite difficult to organise them and, find the time and then do all the editing as well. Honestly, it was kind of like, when I did get dropped by them, it was kind of like, yeah, it's probably for the best. I can focus a little bit more on my own channel. Like I say, I wasn't really making much money from doing that, so it wasn't really worth it for me anyway. If it was something I could just turn out up on the day and just do it, then yeah, it would be worth the money. But it was kind of like, like several hours work and not very much compensation for that. Not that I want compensation for things all the time, but life is short. You only have so many hours in a day, so kind of don't waste them. Yeah. There we go. Should I go now? My laptop is actually dying. I did bring my charger up, so. Nab says I forgot to do my FPL. Tragic. Bacon says the legend is still live. I am still. Total Taxi says it was a dub in disguise. Definitely. No, it was definitely a dub in disguise. And I'm actually kind of grateful in a way. But yeah, that's what happened to those videos. I have no ill will against Hub whatsoever. I still love their website. I still love their YouTube channel. I still love their tools. So I like the owner of the company, Will, as well. Is really, really nice bloke. So yeah, absolutely no ill will, but no pun intended. But yes, I am not associated with that. No, don't worry, that's a thought for another time. They do owe me some money. Well, there we go. Everyone has the same 24 hours in the day, so don't. So why don't you all just go out and make videos for Fantasy Football Hub? Set up a good FPL football match. Yeah, I mean, maybe this is my responsibility to try and start organising this kind of stuff. I'm not. Can I do it? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, a charity FPL. Like, if the FPL community was just a little bit bigger, doing something like an FPL versus FPL people versus FIFA people or something like that, some kind of charity event like that would be pretty cool. Ash Brain says, do you have beef with Lynn? I've seen her tweet things on you. Yeah, I mean, lots of people tweet things about me all the time, which is absolutely fine. And you know, this is something I've only really learning recently, but you know, as you kind of like this is all pretty new to me, but you know, as you get a bit of an audience, you are going to always have people who are very, very keen to say negative things about you, and you know, but it's okay. Like, I kind of think, like, I actually saw Jack Mate say this on one of his podcasts, I think, that I watched. And he said, when I was, he said, this is a massive YouTuber, by the way. I don't know how many subscribers he's got. Like, it's 1 million plus, I think, though. And he said, basically, I think back to the days when I would make mean comments about other creators. And I would comment, I would say on Twitter, or I'd say on social media, or I'd write in the comment section, this or that and the other, I hate this YouTuber because of this, that and the other reason. And he said, I did that at a time in my life where I wasn't really happy, and I was kind of a little bit jealous of some people, and this is kind of what they were kind of living a life that I wanted to live in a way, and you know, I wasn't happy, and I was kind of lashing out at other people that didn't necessarily deserve it. So that's kind of what I'm trying to way I'm trying to think about it these days, to be honest. That people are going to have negative things to say, and that's okay. I'm happy with the stuff that I'm doing right now. You know, like if someone says, "Oh, Dan, your videos are awful. I have no idea why anyone subscribes to you." Well, I mean, so what? 100,000 people do subscribe to me, and I have to kind of give myself, you know, try and be confident, and yeah, it gets to you sometimes, of course, but. Of course it does, but I'm trying to not react as much and try and think, look, things are going well for me right now, and you know, I'm not going to let other people get me down, and I'm going to keep being happy and keep doing this, what I love, which is this, and yeah, it's amazing. So there we go. Not really going to get bogged down in you know, I don't care about drama. I don't care about beef. I don't hold grudges. If someone said something mean about me 2 weeks ago, I've forgotten. I don't care already. Like, it's no big deal. If you know, if someone's had a problem with me in the past, that's absolutely fine. I hope that we can get past it. I want to be friends with everyone. I know it's not possible, and if not, that's fine. I'll keep doing my thing. You keep doing your thing. There we go. And that's all I'm really going to say on that. But guys, I am going to zip off because pizza is on its way. Mrs. FPL Mate, shall I say, has come in clutch. She is our set and forget captain for a reason, and she's just scored an absolute banger by ordering me pizza. So I'm gonna go and eat the pizza and watch Afterlife, which is apparently on now, which is new season. Wicked, nice. I like that show. So there we go, guys. Thank you for sticking with me for how long have we been streaming? Hours. yeah, thank you for sticking with me. Those of you who are still here, I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I hope you enjoyed us talking about all kinds of random stuff. Always nice to just chat rubbish. Good luck this game week. Enjoy the football. Don't take it too seriously this week because it is going to be a bit of a random game week. So don't worry too much. Yeah, don't worry too much if things don't go well this game week. That's all I'm going to say. There we go. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care, enjoy, and I'll see you later, mates. Bye-bye.